Okay, so I'm waiting on some equipment from Amazon. I think the recent snowstorms have got them delayed. So I need to get some videos out and trying to think about video topics because I need to get a video out here. It's been 4 or 5 days. So I'll go to my last video here and there's a couple questions. So I figure with this small audience I have at this point, what's good video topics other than maybe answer some of your questions. So we're gonna go down here. Let's see if there's any newer ones here since last time I looked. We're gonna answer Clue Off Oz question. I was hoping to see what you meant by margin loan investment. This is a video I made before. I'm having technical difficulties with my audio. My cats broke my microphone, so I'm using my GoPro as a microphone while I record the screen, and I'll link up both clips in my editor. And that's what you're seeing right now. So I have a real nice video, a real nice microphone coming. Hey, knock it off. If my cats would stop fighting. Let's see here. And there's one more question down here that I figured is good to answer. For full transparency, why would you want to watch my channel? I'll be using puppets and stuff, kind of like the old Sesame Street. I thought it might just be kind of fun to do. I'm not a technical analyst, so let's see. I want to show you what I'm doing and how I'm so successful. I had $2,000 cash to my name in late November, and I'm up to about $33,000 right now. And I didn't even get most of that money in until through the month of December. So in about 2 months or so, I've got $4,000 cash in it now. Plus, well, let me get into that here in a minute here. Pat Dell wants to know how much I invested originally. So I want to go for full transparency. And show where I keep track here on this little document I have. Let's expand this a little bit so you can see if you're watching on a small screen. I use 2 different platforms, Robinhood and Kraken. Robinhood is going to be launching a full-fledged cryptocurrency platform in the near future. For now, they don't actually, it's not real Bitcoin, it's just the cash equivalent, which isn't bad for small folks like myself just starting out. But I've also got a real nice smartphone. So Robinhood and Kraken are 2 places, if you don't have a smartphone, where you can make an account without a smartphone. You can just use your computer and your email, and that's why I'm at Robinhood and Kraken. That's why I'm at Robinhood. That's why I'm at Robinhood and Kraken, because I never owned a smartphone until now. But now I've got a smartphone because Robinhood had a kind of a bad situation go lately. So I have my cash on Robinhood and I have my credit cards on Kraken. So $4,419 cash of my money is what I've got into this. I'm up to $33,000 on Kraken. Part of the reason, well, the reason I went to Kraken is because I wanted to use credit cards, and Kraken was the only place I could use. I could get to open an account on the platform without a smartphone, and where I could use my credit cards. So I maxed out some credit cards for $6,179 I have on Kraken. That's credit cards. And then I have my cash on Robinhood. I'm in for a total of $10,598. I have $33,701 cash as we speak, minus the $10,000 I'm in for a profit of $23,103 in about 2 months' time. Actually, it's not even 2 months. The month of December, I got my money into Bitcoin when it was from about 18,000 to about 31,000 or so. These credit cards, I had to get them in incrementally because I used several different credit cards, and there's like a 7-day waiting period. It's a long story, but the month of December I trickled in $10,000, so I've more than doubled that, and this is where I just keep track of stuff. I have 0.16 Bitcoin on Robinhood, 0.20 Ethereum on Robinhood. On Kraken, I'm up to 0.38398 Bitcoin on Kraken, and Ethereum I'm up to 0.63580. Okay, so that's how much I have invested. 10,598. And actually, if you wanted to come up with a formula and figure out the exact amount, say I put in $10,598. Say I put that in, say like December 24th would be about the right amount of time. So in about a month, I mean, if you just want to, because I trickled in this money. So if I would have got $10,000 in right at the start of December, I'd have about 40 grand in profit. But I guess that's the point I'm getting to. So just consider in a month I've made $23,000 at the pace I'm on. You can figure that out. But let's go back to this other question. I'm just kind of stuttering through this video. My videos will get better, I promise. But here's what most of you will be interested in, and I've probably titled my video to cover this last one here. Clue Off OZ asks, I was hoping to see what you meant by margin loan investment, because I had this video titled my margin loan investment. I'm not a trader. I don't like trading. I wouldn't be a very good trader because I don't understand specific technical analysis. But the thing about Bitcoin is it's going up, and there's going to be drawbacks. There might be dips of say 30%, so you need to be really careful, and it'll go up and down, but over the next 6 months to 22 months, no one knows for sure how long this bull run is going to last. We might be in a super cycle that's never been seen on Bitcoin before. But without a doubt, barring a black swan event, Bitcoin's going up to right around $200,000 conservatively. So that's my backdrop. Bitcoin is going up. It's at 57,000 now, and it's going up. So let me get this off of here. See this red area I'm using here? I think I'm doing it a little unorthodox. So I'm using this measuring tool. It's probably not the way it's supposed to be used, but I'll get to that here in a second. I want to show what I'm doing. Bitcoin's going up. That's the backdrop. That's why what I'm doing really isn't going to work with any other asset, is that you don't know if it's going to be going up for the next 6 months or so. So what I'm doing is only going to work for an asset that you know is going to be going up, and Bitcoin's going to be going up. It's going to have downs, but the overall thing that is allowing me to do what I'm doing is that Bitcoin is going up. And it's going to be doing it for a while. This is Kraken's interface. So this right here is my money. That's my cash. That's my cash I have now. That's that $6,000 credit card investment I made. That's at 23,000. Let me show you Robinhood real quick. This is where I have 4,418 of my cash. It's up to 9,945. So that's my two sites I use. This is almost all Bitcoin, predominantly Bitcoin, 96.06%. The other 3.9394 is Ethereum, but I'm just sticking to Bitcoin. I'm not gonna go off on any other tangents or any other of those coins you want to hear about. There's other people out there, if you're interested, can explain that stuff to you. The main thing you need is a plan, and I have a plan where I'm going to buy a house and some land by doing this, and I'm going to just stick to my Bitcoin plan. So for me, it's just going to be Bitcoin. I will eventually start looking at some of the other coins like Cardano and Aave and that kind of stuff, but I just don't want to confuse the situation in my own mind, let alone to other people that might be new at this. But anyways, so if you don't have experience, you want to be very, very careful. And you might not even want to get into this. So this is my hodl position. This is my hold position. That's my Bitcoin, where I'm not going to sell for, you know, another 6 months or so. And I may not sell it at all. It just depends on what's going to happen with Bitcoin. I just have to play it by ear as we go. There's businesses out there now around this digital currency where they'll loan you money. Like right now, I could take my Bitcoin, my $23,000 of Bitcoin, and I could almost instantly get a loan of half of that in US dollars. So I could get like, what is it, $11,700 cash loan right now. So if this got up to 230,000, I could get a $115,000 loan and maybe just buy a house like this. So there's a couple different ways I might do it, but that's not worth talking about at this point. But margin, to answer the guy's question finally, margin, I have $23,000, my money. See, this is my trade balance. It's $23,000 equity. I've used $6,600 of margin on a 2 times leverage. Well, it's just a little touch over 2 times. But in essence, at 2 times leverage, I could take out a $46,000 margin loan. And they charge you a fee down here. See this down here? They charge you fees like 0.12%. So I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been able to actually pinpoint the exact fees they charge, but it's really small. Right now I have a $14,495 loan out. See this highlighted in blue here? And I will pay about $20 a day, give or take, roughly, is their fee. So that's pretty small, a $20 a day fee, you know, give or take, but ballpark, 20 bucks for $14,000 loan a day. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. So I'm up $19, and I just entered this in the last few hours here. And now I want to get to the really important part about how I'm doing what I'm doing and how I'm being so successful at it. So keep in mind, the reason this is working for me is because I know Bitcoin is going up. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't understand and know that that's why this is working for me. So let's zoom out here. What I've been doing is today, I just want to show you what I've done today. So I have positions open from 58,000. I'm just going to round these numbers off. 58,000 to 57,100 is the positions I have open. And then I have these orders set, so if the price dips down, I have orders set from 57 down to 53,900. So these open positions, let's make this a little bigger here. Now you can see it a little better. So some of these orders have filled. Now they're positions. So I had orders open. I made orders from 58,000. This morning I sold my last batch. So here's my last batch. I sold at 58,000 $58,323. While I made the sell, the price dropped, so it was a split sell. 58,323 to 58,309. See all these red cells? That big group, that's like probably 25, give or take, little margin orders. So I'll explain this if you just bear through me stuttering. This is the first time I've shown this, and I think I'm doing it a little unorthodox. I'm not copying anyone on YouTube. Oh, that's a good point. Let me show you. I should have said this earlier, so let me say it now. I'm not good at technical analysis, so what I've been doing, because I basically have no life, I've been sitting here, and every day I watch over here on the left these YouTubers. Like, if you want to freeze the video and check these good people out, like Crown's Crypto Cave, Crypto Zombie, The Modern Investor, Crypto News Alerts, Benjamin Cohen, or Cohen, however you pronounce it. Some other ones, Crypto Crew University, Invest Answers, Lark Davis, Satoshi Stacker, Altcoin Daily. So I'm just packing my mind full of information, and I'm just absolutely dialed in on Bitcoin. That's the main reason why, like I said earlier, I'm not going to go off on a variant and try to learn about other coins, because I'm learning myself, you know. Alessandro de Crypto is good. Aimstone, all these, I watch all these over here. I'm just kind of pointing out the ones that are real sharp technical analysis. So I watch them all, and basically all the real good ones basically are saying the same thing. So I just have a real good feel. I'm totally dialed in. What I'm doing to get back to this is I sold this morning, and I opened up all these little orders, starting out with real small amounts at 58,000 down to 53,900. And basically what I'm doing is the higher ones, like at 58,000, I start out at real small numbers, a real small value, like $200 or $300. So if you only had like $100 or $1,000, you might want to start out at like $10 or $20, you know. And then I go down, and as I go down, 57,000, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. I mean, this isn't an exact rule I follow, but it's basically what I'm doing. The lower the dip goes, the bigger the order will be. So the ones that are 58,000 are small amounts of money. And as they go down, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, the amounts of money will get bigger. It basically is what I'm doing. I mean, that's not an exact rule I go by, but that's basically what I'm doing. So what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin is it's going to be, and I got all these really good experienced technical analysis channels on YouTube I'm watching, and that's the information I have in my head that I'm repeating to you right now. Bitcoin is going to go up probably and bump its head on the $60,000 mark up here. It might bounce off of it once or twice. It could come back down. It could come back down, and you know, there might be a 20 or 30% dip right now, you know, maybe all the way down here. Unlikely, but 60,000 is the next resistance, where I think all these orders I have open from 58 down to 56,000, 57,000. I'm pretty confident this is going to go up, and it's going to bump its head up on 60,000. And then when it gets up to like 59,600 is when I'm going to sell all these. And I have another video called Zero Trick, where over here I just enter the number 0 and put in the price and just click sell once, and all these open positions you see here will all sell at the exact same time at the same price, unless the price moves at the exact moment where the order is being filled. But they'll all sell. So that's what I'm doing. If you want to go, I'll put it down. I'll put a link down in the description for my Zero Trick video, and it explains how I do that. So that's down in the description if you want to check that out. But so 60,000 to 62,000 is probably what Bitcoin is going to do. It's probably going to bump its head on 60,000. It could come down a bit, but it might go just slice right through 60,000 and then bump its head on 62,000. So if you look at the recent history, that's kind of going up and sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways. And what I think is most likely to happen is Bitcoin's going to go around in here for maybe a week or two, and maybe late February, early March, we'll probably be flirting with 70,000. And when it gets up to 68, 70,000, maybe it goes a little above 70, 71, 72. But 68 to the low 70s, when it gets up in here, people might take enormous profits. And at that time, it could be a huge sell-off. So it could go like from 70,000, it could go all the way down to like 50,000. So you don't want to be having, I mean, if you don't have time to watch all those technical analyst channels I watched about, you might want to just totally avoid doing something like this. Like I say, I'm just super dialed in. So when it gets up to 70,000, I want it. I want there to be a 30 to 40% correction. You know, I want there to be a huge dip. So when it gets up here, so basically, let me show you. I'm using this tool wrong, but I have positions from 58. Well, let's just call them orders, from 58,000 down to, let's say, 54,000. So let me mark that off here and show you where I started doing. I started doing it right here after I sold. So when I sold, I forgot to mention that earlier, I sold at 58,323, was it? Something like that. So I was only $16 off the all-time high is where I pressed the sell button. That's how dialed in I am. If I could speak clearly, I would say that's how dialed in I am. I was, what was it? When did I click it? 58,323. $16. I was literally $16 off the all-time high of Bitcoin is where I sold. And I think that was $11,500, and I made almost $500. So yeah, I'm dialed in. I started, I took that was like 460, maybe a little more. I sold some Ethereum too, but I'm not gonna get into that. Bitcoin. So I reinvested that 460, and now that money I made today is in my hodl position, my hold position. And at the same time, after I did that, I think I bought that for like 58,100, give or take. And then after that, I opened up my little system I have here. It's kind of like fishing. I'm fishing for dips. So I'm gonna use this measuring tool to highlight this box here from 58,000 to 54,000. That's where I have it. So this is where I put all my orders. Oh, if that would work. So this red box is the range where I have all my orders. So I did this at this point right here. Let's see where this is at, like at 58,100. I should actually move this over here. This is where I made the orders. Where'd it go? I sold here, and then I put in these orders starting down here. Like I say, I'm just dialed in from watching tons and tons of Bitcoin analyst channels, and some of those guys on YouTube are extremely sharp. They've been in it for a long time. They basically, in my opinion, they are the professionals. There's probably no one out there that understands Bitcoin the way some of these guys do. You might find just some ones you like to watch. But anyways, so this red box was totally in the future. None of this action here had happened yet. I made this decision here at the peak. So 58,000 down to 54,000, and I was wanting it to dip. See, and it dipped right here. It was my first one. I think that was the 58,000 one, and then it went back up, and then dipped down a little lower, 57,600. My orders in that ballpark filled. Then it dipped down, 47,300, and those orders filled. And then my orders were basically in $100 increments. I don't know if you can see this over here. It's like 55, like 777, 666, 555, 444. So on and so forth, $100 increments. 57,300, those ones filled. And then it went all the way down to 57,011. And I actually have a giant order at 57,001. Not giant, but $2,000 order. I was $10 away from filling. I wish that one. I really wish that one would have filled. That would have been excellent. But I had one at 57,112. I think that was a 3,000 one. So that's a good one. This one right here. Yeah, this one right here. That was a $3,000 order filled at 57,112. So basically what's going on here is this red box is my orders, and I'm happy. If it dips all the way down here at the very bottom, I'm happy because all those orders are filling. And what's the whole premise, the backdrop of what I'm doing and why this is working? Because Bitcoin is going up. It's on a bull run. It's probably conservatively going to $200,000, and I'm just saying that just to be conservative. So this red box is about 7%, about a 7% dip I'm looking for. So to get this video over with, you can start, thinking about your own understanding of what's going on. But I'm not copying anyone. I didn't learn this from anyone. This is just something I'm doing. And about my last 200, once I learned how to work the site of Kraken, I think my last 200 margin positions I've opened have all been successes. So when this gets up here to, I'll probably sell these sometime tomorrow, maybe. Monday is historically a good time to sell Bitcoin. I mean, that's not going to always be true. But I can see tomorrow, I can see Bitcoin testing 60,000. And if it gets up into 59.7, 59.8, I'll just use the zero trick, and all these orders here will be in the green, and I'll sell them all for a profit. So this is $14,500, give or take. And if it goes up to 59,000, I'm going to probably make maybe $600, give or take. Who knows for sure, but basically that's what I'm doing. As soon as I get up a little bit of profit, 3, 4, 5%, I don't have a problem selling. So I'm just naturally saying, what did I say? 59,800, 59,900. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next high, starting, like this 58.3 was the all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised if 59,757 right there. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a new all-time high Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking probably Monday sometime, Monday evening or something. And it's probably going to dip down, probably going to retest 60,000, and then it might come through and bump its head on 62,000. And it might go zigzag, ziggy-zag in between 60 and 62,000. I'm looking for it to break up into the high 60s and flirt with 70. When it gets up to 70, if you look back on the Bitcoin charts historically, there's giant retracements, giant dips, and Where is it, booger? Where is it? There it is. This is the last bull run here. So basically this bull run we're on right now is almost a spitting image of this bull run. So see this giant dip here, and then there's a giant dip here. Those are like 40% dips. So you don't want to get caught in a big open trade when that happens. And I think that's why what I'm doing is working so good, because it's how I learned how to invest, just legging in with tiny increments of money. So if the price drops, then you can just buy a little tiny more increment when it drops, and if it keeps dropping, you can just keep buying tiny little increments. And the reason that's working, I can't say enough, the only reason that's working for me is because Bitcoin is in a bull run of 2021 and it's going up. I wouldn't even be using this strategy if I didn't know that. Okay, so that's what's making this so easy. So in the bull runs of the past of Bitcoin, there's these giant retracements, and I just want you to be aware of that. And once you understand that, you can use it to your advantage. So all the information I've sponged in is telling me that the next retracement is going to be probably from like 68,000 or 70,000 in that ballpark. It's probably going to have a 30 to 40% retracement. So from, let's split the difference. Let's just say it happens at 69,000 and we don't break 70. We could break 70 and it goes to 71, 72. But the point is people will be taking profits in this ballpark. So let's see what a 30% correction would be. Let's say it's even bigger. Let's say it's 35% correction. That would be $44,500. So it could drop. The price could drop from 69,000 to 44,500. It could even go all the way down to 44,000. You know, maybe it only goes to 47,000. But that kind of dip is without a doubt coming. Maybe it's only going to be a 29% dip. Maybe it's going to be a 42% dip. But that dip is coming, and it's going to happen around the 70,000 mark if history teaches us anything about Bitcoin. And basically that's what's going on. Hey, look at that. I just filled another order. Did you see that? I filled an order for $57,001. And that was a $2,000 order. So I didn't see it happen. I think I was on the daily. So let's see where we're at here. Look at it. It dipped down. I was just talking about how I was a little disappointed. I didn't hit that. I missed that dip by $10. Look at that. It came back down. It dipped down to 57,000 even. So it looks like 57,000 is going to be a support. See how it's bouncing off that line? That's not a coincidence. Psychologically, these round numbers form resistance and support in people's minds. That's why it's looking like. That's why I have these marked off. These lines I have drawn in here. 54 to 55, 56, 57, 58. Got one here at 60, one at 62. One at 70, 72. But oh yeah, it's dropping down. See, so I have my next order is at 56,111, and that's a $5,000 order. So we're at 56,009. So I placed that one because if it's a big correction of that would be a correction of 4% from the all-time high. which is in line with what Bitcoin has been doing lately. So I'd like to see it drop down there. So what happens if the price just goes straight up from right here? Well, that's good, because I have my $23,000 HODL position that will increase. And what if it goes, all the way down to 53,000 right now? Well, that's good, because all these orders filled. Well, why is that good? Well, because the price of Bitcoin is going up. And history has clearly shown that the next retracement should be around 70,000. But I'm not putting too much money into this. Like I showed earlier, I have $46,000 at 2 times leverage available to use, and I'm only using 14,000 of that. So it's impossible for me to get liquidated. To get liquidated on Kraken, you need to go below 80% of your margin level. And see, I'm at 300%, so it's literally impossible for me to get liquidated at this point. It's literally impossible. Bitcoin would need to go down to like $8,000, 12,000. I don't know. I'm not going to get the calculator out, but that's not happening. Bitcoin's going up. Moral of the story is there is a correction coming. It's going to be a big one. In my opinion, it's not happening until we get up into the high 60,000s. We had one here recently. Oh, where is the dog? Back on January 9th, we were at 40,000, and I was applying this. I was using the same strategy I'm using now. Although I was a little newer, I'm better at it now. I've learned my lesson, and here's where I learned my lesson. I started buying in at little increments at 40,000, and this sucker dropped all the way down to 28,000. It was like a 25% loss for me before I started buying in. It was like 33% from the all-time high at that time. But I just kept buying in little increments all the way down to the very bottom, and then it came back up. Kraken has a 28-day limit, so that's something you want to be aware of. If you live outside the United States, you have 365 days to keep these orders open. If you live in the United States, you only have 28 days to keep these orders open. So that's something to always keep in mind. At 28 days, I'm not sure what happens. I assume they just sell everything that's 28 days old. Or just auto sell, I assume. But in my opinion, if you're interested in investing in Bitcoin and maybe dabbling in this, I don't even consider it trading. Maybe I'm flirting with trading at this point. But I'm just using my investment strategy of legging in tiny increments. So if the price goes up or down, it doesn't really affect me. If the price goes up, great. If it goes down, well, I can buy a tiny another little increment. But anyways, what I'm doing is I'm fishing for these dips. That red box is my dip. That's my dip zone. So I want it to come down into this zone. Bitcoin's coming back up. So there'll be these that would be like a 7% correction. There will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% corrections in Bitcoin. It's totally normal. As long as you're aware of that, you can use it to your benefit. You might see people on YouTube freaking out because the price is going down, and I think I'm new at this, and I think I grasp it a lot better than a lot of these other people do. Dips are wonderful. When the price goes down, that's great. We're in the bull run of Bitcoin in 2021. It might go to $500,000 before this is done. Who knows for sure? But that's how I've got this set up. If the price goes up, my HODL position increases. If the price goes down, I have these little dip nets set It's going to dip down, but it's coming back up because we're in a hot bull run. And if you're interested in this, watch a bunch of different channels. You'll get to figure out which ones are good and which ones maybe you shouldn't be watching. But educate yourself. Watch a lot of these YouTube videos, YouTube channels. I guess that's it. Don't get caught by the 38 to 40, maybe even a 50% correction that could come. That's probably not going to happen this year, but 30%, without a doubt, it's almost guaranteed. When we get up to about 70,000, lots of folks will be in huge trades and they're going to take huge profits. So I will have a giant red box set up here at some point, up around 70,000. It's going to look something like this. Let's see, 30% all the way down to like 45. That'll be my next one. See that? Or maybe not my next one, but that'll be my giant correction. That'll be my humpback whale catching it. Little tiny increments, little tiny ones. I might not even place them until 65 or something. You know, who knows for sure? I don't know until I get there. Little tiny increments. And then big down here at the bottom, like at 48 or whatever. This is just hypothetical, but the further we go down into this giant correction is where I'll start setting some big ones. You know, big to me would be like a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 order down here at the very bottom. And why am I confident in doing this? Because Bitcoin's going up. We're in a bull run. I cannot stress that enough. It's going up to $200,000, barring some black swan event that, you know, not really even worth talking about. But anyways, like I say, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of this is direct advice that anyone should do. But with that being said, there's tons of channels on YouTube that are straight out giving people advice. And we all have to say it's not advice, and we're not financial advisors. Just so basically what you do, just make up your own mind. There is some awesome information out there, and I hope that's how you use this. This is just information, a tool in your toolbox that you might reference. Like I say, I don't know of anyone out there that's doing this the way I'm doing it, and this is my comfort zone. It's just the way I've learned to do it. And you know, my last 200 little positions, all profit, and there's probably not very many traders in the world that can tell you with a straight face that their last 200 trades have all been successful. So anyways, something to think about. Not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm doing. Information, knowledge is good. This video is getting long. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.